chose to come to this workshop mainly because I tend to do as many of Jo Williams' workshops as I can, because I really admire her art and because I find her an inspiring artist, and that's really what I'm looking for, inspiration. When I first walked into the workshop, I thought it was a great space. It's huge, you've got plenty of room there, great light because there's light all around you. Cedar Craft Galleries is just a lovely place to be. You're among the animals, the wildlife, the alpacas, they're so beautiful. There's a pony that came down yesterday, gorgeous little pony. There's lovely little trails. The buildings are so quaint, and it's very peaceful. It's just a beautiful place to be. On the first day of the workshop, Jo took us through. I had seen her coats before in exhibitions prior to the one she has here, which I've also seen. So to a degree I knew what we were going to do. I'm not good at delving into myself in any form of expressing it. I do it with myself, but I'm not good at expressing it. So that was quite challenging, and but there was a lot of help from the props that she gives you. She gives you a saying, so you choose a saying, you feel around for one that you think feels like the one you should pick up, and mine really resonated with me. And from there, you start to think about things and write them down, and then once you've written them down, you can start to think about how to express those individual thoughts, feelings, emotions with the materials that were at hand, and how you would put them together. I think what I'd like to share with you about my coat, well, I have a title for my coat, and the coat, it's actually, it's called a haiku, and I think most people know what a haiku is, and if they don't, it's generally a line of 5 syllables, a line of 7 syllables, and then another line of 5 syllables. But because in numerology my numbers are 595, I wrote my haiku, which I'll call a kaiku because I'm Kerry. And I did 5 syllables, 9 syllables, 5 syllables. So I wrote a river of tears, journey on blue water, 7 seas, to a simple life. That's my haiku. So my coat is basically about growing up with parents with very high expectations, and everything was about achieving. And if you were having fun at something, whether it was music or school, sport, and I loved everything, but you weren't allowed to have fun. If you were having fun, you weren't allowed to do it properly. So you weren't doing it properly. So when I left school, I refused to go to uni, although that was the expectation. I wanted to get work straight away. I left home. And then over the years, I kept downsizing. I grew up in Sydney, so I kept downsizing my life and getting further and further out of cities, and I ended up going to Queensland for a holiday, Airlie Beach, hopping on a boat, and that was it. Then I went sailing for 13 years around the world, everywhere, and that was my journey. And it gave me freedom. It gives everybody freedom, but it also made me realise that when life is very, very simple and very immediate, that's when you're happy. So you don't have any worries, you don't have anything happening. It's only what you have to deal with here and now, which is what happens when you're on blue water. So that was my journey, I suppose, and I've now simplified my life, and that's where I am, although I'm not sailing anymore. I've really, really enjoyed doing it, probably as much as, if not more than any other workshop I've done, and it's very different for me. I've loved it. Yes, and I'll definitely be going to the next workshop.